Hello and welcome back to Parc Fermé Parlay with Kieran Downey. We are here after the first two practice sessions of the Belgian Grand Prix to break it all down, even though there's not much to break down from the actual sessions. But a lot has been happening off track, so we're going to dive right into that before we break down our two practice sessions. And kicking things off with the team that has the most to talk about, which is Alpine. Okay, so let's kick things off with their livery. Alpine are going to be running a special livery this weekend, which is in honour of the release of the Deadpool and Wolverine film, which I think came out yesterday. I think it was the 25th. Now, it's not really a surprise they're running a Deadpool-themed livery. One of their owners or stakeholders, I can't remember exactly what. He's basically injected a load of cash into the team, and that is Ryan Reynolds, who obviously plays Deadpool. It's nice to see. I actually really like it. I love a special livery, especially when they're done well. And like this year, we've had the V-Carb Miami livery. That was so cool. The Senna livery for McLaren and Monaco, loved that. The special livery from Ferrari in Miami, I wasn't a big fan of because there wasn't really much to it, but this I really like. I'm a Marvel fan myself, and I think it's pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm a fan of it. It was nice to see it out on track. We didn't get to see it so much from Esteban in FP1, but it's a cool livery. There we have it. It's cool. They're also going to be sporting special race suits this weekend. So they have Deadpool-themed race suits and then Wolverine-themed fireproofs. I would like to have seen them do like opposites. So like say Pierre had a Deadpool. In fact, actually I'm going to switch that round because I think they would be switched round. Esteban in a Deadpool race suit, Pierre in a Wolverine race suit, and then their fireproofs were the opposite. I think that would have been quite cool, but I don't make those decisions at Alpine. Anyway, it's really cool. I really like them. I don't know if Ryan's going to be there this weekend, especially because the movie's just come out. I'm assuming he's doing a lot of press for it. I enjoy it. I really enjoy them. So yeah, well done Alpine. Now, we obviously know that Esteban Ocon will not be racing for Alpine in 2025. However, we have finally had confirmation that Esteban Ocon will be racing for Haas from 2025 onward. It was announced very early on Thursday morning that Esteban will be driving for Haas in 2025 and has signed a multi-year deal with the team. There is a lot of drivers that have signed multi-year deals and we have no idea the length. I'm going to say 2 years. If you tell me a multi-year deal, unless you have actually stated the length, like we know Max Verstappen till 2028, we know a date for Lando Norris, we know a date for Charles Leclerc, like we know these things. We don't know, I don't know how long Lewis Hamilton's staying at Ferrari. I don't know how long Esteban Ocon's staying at Haas. Like, I just don't know these things, and I would like to know, please, so I can prepare for what could be another incredibly intense, silly season in the next few years. But yep, Esty Bestie to Haas. I think we all kind of expected that, didn't we? Like, I kind of expected that he would go to Haas. I didn't think that they would keep Kevin Magnussen. I didn't think they would sign anyone else. I never thought Carlos Sainz was going to be going there. I've seen a mixed reaction about Haas signing Esteban, and I have to say I don't really understand it. Like, I don't understand the Esteban slander and the hate. Obviously, it's a running thing about how many of his teammates he's crashed into and all this kind of stuff. But I actually think he's a good driver. I think he's a nice guy. I'm excited to see him and Ollie next year. Ollie Behrman did an Instagram live, I think, on the F2 account. And he'd said, you know, he was really excited to race with Esteban and was looking forward to developing a bit of a friendship with him. And I'm excited to see them next year. I'm excited to see that pairing, and I'm just hoping that Haas can deliver them both a good car. Now, the final bit of news that came out of Alpine this week came during FP2. I think it was during FP2. And that is that Bruno Famin, team principal, will be stepping back from his role as team principal of Alpine and will be focusing solely on his role of VP of Motorsport for the group, I think for the Renault group. He will be stepping back at the end of August. We don't know who the new team principal will be. There are a lot of rumours that it could be Oliver Oakes, who I believe is the founder of High Tech GP, which is a F2 and F3 constructor, I believe. Now, High Tech actually requested entry into F1 around the same time as Andretti did, but unlike Andretti, they were actually denied it by the FIA. There's also been a lot of rumours that Alpine are looking to move away from using a Renault engine and actually, instead of being a works team, being a customer team and using Mercedes engines from 2026. now rumoured to be from 2025. All of this from the engine rumours, Famin stepping back, Oliver Oakes being tipped to be his successor, leads me to believe that, one, Alpine are not wanting to be a works team anymore, that Renault will be shutting down their engine department, and that Alpine will be moving to Mercedes. I also kind of think, and it was spoken a little bit by Karun Chandok on the broadcast today, the Sky Sports broadcast, could we see Alpine change into a different team further down the line? There was rumours that maybe Andretti would enter by buying Alpine, but they are not looking to enter, from what I can see, not looking to enter from buying another team. They're looking to enter as their own. There is now a conversation happening that maybe Alpine will become high-tech. I don't think it's outside of the realms of possibility. This is Formula One. I mean, anything can happen. Let's be honest, this year alone proves that literally anything can happen in this sport. So yeah, that's everything coming out of the Alpine camp. Now, moving down to Audi, and Audi have announced that Matteo Binotto will be joining the team. Now, Binotto will be joining the team as the Chief Technical and Chief Operating Officer of Audi's F1 project. And it's also announced that Oliver Hoffmann and Andreas Seidel, I think that's how you pronounce his name, are both departing the project. Could this mean that Sainz goes to Audi? I don't know. He obviously knows Matteo, he has a history with him. Sainz was asked during the driver's press conference if he would consider taking a sabbatical. Sainz said absolutely not. He would rather, if he can't get a top race seat, he would rather go to a midfield team and help them be more competitive. So I honestly don't know what's going on with Sainz. I posted something about it on Threads the other day, and somebody said that maybe Sainz is waiting to hear about whether Checo will be dropped at Red Bull, because if Checo gets dropped, Sainz could be there to take over from Checo. Part of me kind of believes it, part of me kind of doesn't. I'm not too sure. Will Buxton was also reporting today during FP2 that just before the session, Sainz's team was seen entering the Williams garage. So there's obviously still conversations going there. I think if Sainz doesn't go to Williams, Valtteri Bottas will. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like it is just between Alpine, Audi and Williams at this point. I don't think Red Bull's on the cards. I don't think Mercedes is on the cards. All right, now finally, it was confirmed by the FIA that Max Verstappen will be taking a 10-place grid penalty this weekend after getting a new internal combustion engine fitted. I did say there was rumours about this when I made my predictions, so he is definitely starting highest P10, but it looks like it could be P13, P14. Yuki Tsunoda is also taking a 60-place grid penalty for getting 6 new engine parts fitted. Now, if we think back to when this happened to Gasly a few races ago, it doesn't carry over. It just means they'll start from the back of the grid for that session. So Yuki starting P20, Max is probably looking at, I'm going to say P13, P14. I don't think he's qualifying first. All right, now moving into FP1, as I said, not much was happening. Danny Rick had a bit of a narrow miss. He spun coming out of turn 1 and nearly hit the barriers, thankfully. Made a lucky escape. Esteban Ocon was out of the session pretty early. He got 1 lap in and then had to retire the car, I think from a suspected water leak, but he did manage to get the issue fixed and was back out running in FP2. Max Verstappen went quickest in FP1, but I have said this previously, I think FP2 I would say is more representative of what we would get in qualifying. It's the same time of day, there's a few other factors, but I just don't see Max getting pole. Well, he's not going to get pole, but I don't see him being quickest. In other news, Alex Albon was P3, which was a very nice surprise, but normal order did kind of resume in FP2. As I said, this was the more sort of comparative session. We've seen a lot more quali runs this session than we did previously. McLaren finished the session quickest, Lando P1, Oscar P2. I definitely think it's between the two of them. I don't know what Oscar's actual fast lap time would be because he did hit the gravel, so he would have lost a little bit of time there, but as I said, it's definitely between Lando and Oscar, 100% without a doubt. Verstappen finished the session P3, so this is where I'm saying that I think he could be looking at a P13, 14. Also, will he manage to be able to fight his way through? Definitely. There's fantastic overtaking opportunities, so I don't see there being any problem with Max being able to get himself up to podium positions. Perez couldn't really match the performance in either session of Verstappen. He finished within the sort of points positions. He was 7th in FP1, he was 9th in FP2, but just can't really get that. He can't match Max, to be honest with you. He was reporting he wasn't feeling 100% comfortable in the car, but I just don't think Perez is going to be there again this weekend. I just don't think he's got it, to be honest with you. Ferrari, again, looking a little bit better. They finished FP2, P4, P5, which is good to see. Long may it continue. I just want these boys scoring points, please, at this point. I mean, I would love for them to be winning races and scoring podiums again, but I will take no DNFs, no getting lapped, and finishing with some good points. Perfect. Ocon managed to bounce back in FP2 after retiring from FP1. He finished P7. And Kevin Magnussen was P8. So, yeah, pretty interesting timings. There's also a threat of rain for qualifying, which might add another little bit of spice to the grid order for the race, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's pretty much everything that happened in practice sessions. Not really much else to report on. As I said, a lot of the action took place off track for the past day and a half. But we'll be back tomorrow after qualifying. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. Bye.